Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we have learned how hyperlinks will work in HTML using the anchor tag. Now in this video, we are going to learn how to display images inside our website using HTML. Please remember that images play a very important role in making website more attractive and visually engaging. Okay, so first of all, let us see how we can add an image. So for implementing, for adding or implementing an image inside our web page, we are going to use img tag, which is the image tag. And this tag takes two important mandatory attributes, which are source and the other one would be alt. Now, source is where we are going to give the image path, and alt would be the alternate text or alternative text that we give for our image. Now, please remember that the image tag, when we try to use the image, so this is how the image tag looks like. And you can clearly observe that there is no closing over here like this, okay? So which that means that the image tag is a self-closing tag, okay? It does not have any closing tag. Keep that thing in mind. Now, the source is very important because this is the place where we are going to add the image path. So first of all, if you observe carefully, I have taken the folder structure in such a way that all the images for our website should go inside the images folder. And currently our images folder does not have any images. So what I'm going to do is let's just try to go to the browser and let me simply search for images. And from here, I'll try to click on images and pick any one image, right click, open image in new tab. So from here, I'm going to right click and save image as. So inside, let's go back. So here we are directly inside our HTML folder and inside the images. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply take this thing as bird. Now, if you observe carefully, the file extension is .abif. Let me save this. So let's just try to give the path and see whether this thing works or not. Now, see, giving file path, we can do it in two ways. One, the absolute path. Second, the relative path. So relative path is always a good practice. And let me tell you why absolute path is not a good practice. First of all, absolute path is nothing but currently inside the image folder, we do have this image, right? So if I want to give the path to this image, absolutely, all you can do is just right click on that image and simply click on copy path from here. And you can just try to paste that thing inside src. Let me save this thing. Let's check it in the browser once. Right click and open with live server. Now, if you observe carefully, we see we don't get anything at all. Okay. And there are two reasons because currently this thing is in the server and the path that they have given is coming from the local machine. Let's see whether this thing actually works this way. Let me go to desktop once and inside of project folder. Let me open it locally. You see here we get the image. Now this is the problem, okay, by giving the absolute path. So in the server, if you use absolute path, it won't work. Why? Because if you observe carefully, see here the path is from the C drive. And from C drive, we are going into users, then AWHY, then OneDrive, then desktop, etc. etc. Right? So this path is specific for my laptop only. Now, your username would be different and it might be changed. And your project folder might also be changed, okay? So this won't work anymore if you're trying to give a absolute path. So please be careful. So rather giving a relative path is always a good practice. So let me copy this and paste it one more time, but this time I'll just try to modify the path with a relative. So all you need to do is simply go to images folder and give the file name.extension. So let me save this and now let's check it in the server. You see we get the image. Got it? Now there are few things that you actually have to understand. What is going to happen if the image is not available inside the image folder? Rather, it's available in the same location where we do have the index.html document. Now, since the path is not correct, if I check the application, you see we don't see the image anymore. So here, please remember that whenever the file and the image are in the same location, you're directly going to name this thing as filename.extension. Okay. Again, when the image and our HTML document from where we are giving the path to the image, if both of them are in the same directory, then the file extension, I mean the source, the file path, the image path would be directly filename.extension. And let me check it. You see, we got back the image. Now, see, the problem is if the extension is wrong or if the path is wrong, unfortunately, we are not even able to see the image at all. That is where alternate text would be really very helpful. Now I'm going to pass the alternate text to be bird image. At least a user can understand that, okay, there is some image which is not being loaded properly and it's a bird image. So the user can at least understand that the image is of the bird. All right. Anyways, so this is how we are going to use a source and alt. Now, alternatively to that, we can even use width and height attributes. Okay. So these are optional attributes though. So I'll just try to give the width of 300 and a height of 200. Let me save it. You can see the width and height has been modified right now. And this thing basically is going to help us to understand the image dimensions and pixels. Okay. Width and height will help us to know the image dimensions and pixels. Again, please don't use absolute path. Okay. As mentioned, always try to use a relative path. So this is the relative path. Again, see, just to avoid confusion where we are going to pass what, it is always a good practice that you pass all your website images inside the image folder. That is the reason we have taken the image folder, right? So just try to move that thing back to the image folder. And now always this way, you can directly go into the image folder and give the file name and extension and it should do the job. Okay, next. So now since we have understood how the relative absolute paths are working, it's time that we even understand online images. Yes, within inside the image tag, you can directly even use the online image also. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'm directly going to grab this thing from here and inside the source, I'm going to paste it. Again, inside alt, I'll just try to name the alternate text to be bird. Let's come down. You see, it works directly. Okay. And this is the image from the internet. So please remember. Got it. Next. So we can use external links this way, no matter what. You can even use image as link. We have seen this thing in the last video where I have explained you about the links. Let me take a link and inside this thing, I can take the image. Actually, I'll copy this and I'll try to paste this directly and let me paste it and inside this thing I'm going to grab this entire path, copy, paste it, let me save it and you should now be able to see a link, but I guess I have 1 second. You don't need to type anything for the link text. All you can see is there's the image and now the image is clickable. When you click on it, it's going to open that thing. All right, it's a clickable image. All right. Now, alternatively, what you can do is you can just try to even add a title to it. So, alt, I'll say title, So let me say bird image. Let me save it. Now when you hover on this thing, you see we get bird image. So title basically behaves as a tooltip on hover. All right. In future, once we start running CSS, I'll show you how we can create our own tooltip, customized tooltip. All right. So then we can even create an image with figure and fig caption tags as well. Now, these two things are also really very important. This is optional though, but they are important. So, figure, you can use figure tag, and fig caption is for the caption that you want to use for the figure. So, inside the figure tag, you can just try to pass the image and simply just try to pass the path. And alt attribute is mandatory. Just try to make sure that you pass it. And caption, I'll say beautiful bird. Okay, let me save this, and there you go. That's how the figure and fig caption works. Okay, so this is the caption at the bottom, and this is the figure. Got it? So please remember that this thing comes under the semantic grouping, semantic tag, and this makes, I mean, image feels more like with having some nice image and a nice caption for it. Okay, so now please remember, apart from all these things, in real time, in real world usage, we use images for product cards. We use them for banners. Let me quickly fix this images, yeah. And we use this for profile pictures. We use them for galleries, and we use them for blogs. We use them for portfolios, etc. Okay. So yeah, that's basically all about images. So in this, we have learned how to add images in HTML. We have seen how to resize them, how to use alternate text, how to work with local and online images, and even create a clickable image. Okay, with the help of links. Please remember, don't forget the absolute and relative path. Those are really very, very important. Uh, Let me actually show you this thing. Wait, the difference between absolute and relative path. So let me just try to click on this thing. So yeah, this makes this gives a better explanation. Okay, so this is the difference between absolute and relative path, and this basically seems to be a little bit. 1 second. Yeah, you can see clearly mentioned absolute path is the exact address from the file in the file system starting from the root, okay, from the C drive altogether. Whereas relative path writes it with respect to another point of file system, okay, and it is much better and easier to understand this way, okay, especially for the servers to pick the image path properly. Got it? And one more thing before we stop it. What do you think is going to happen if this thing, the image is not even available over here, and if the image is available outside all these folders? Okay, let me do one thing. I'm just going to come down over here, and from the images, I'm going to remove this thing from here. I'll cut it from there, and I'm going to come outside also, and the image is here now. So let me show you this thing also. So if you want to view that relatively, the path relatively, you can do it something like this. I'm going to take image tag again. So the image is not available over here. We need to come out of this folder. Okay. So let's do dot slash. You see where we are outside this folder structure now, folder directory, where we can see the image. We can see the HTML folder also, and then there is this image also. We are going to give the path to the image. And with this, we should be able to see the image back. Okay, let me refresh this once. 1 second. After the fig caption, the image path is okay. Yeah, this is good. Let me open this thing locally once. Okay, there you go. Got it? So that's basically it with images. In the next video, we will continue learning more useful HTML elements. Thank you so much. If you do have any queries, please comment me. All right, I'll definitely get back to you guys. We'll catch up in the next video and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.